Alright, so what we're doing today is we're going to take our millimeter template and we are going to convert it to a template we can use for when we need to use architectural units. So we'll begin by opening our new document with our millimeter template. There she is. So this is what your template looks like so far. You just have your paper space with all your information on it. And your model space should be blank. A few people are still submitting assignments and they actually have their template in their model space, which doesn't work out. As we go to use different scales, our model space is changing, but our scale and our paper space would always stay the same. In the sense that our box here and our text is always going to remain the same size. Okay, so step one, here we've got set our units. And obviously we're setting from decimal to architectural. And our precision here should be 1/64th of an inch. And then for angle, we're going to increase our precision here as well. Instead of 0, we're going to 0.000. So that'll give us a precision to a thousandth of a degree. 3 zeros? Well, 0 point and then 3 zeros after it.
What if we got 4 zeros?
Let's do 3. Only because when you go to check your work on the class website, it's going to be rounding, so if you're punching in 4 digits and the answer's 3 digits, you won't be graded correctly. And our lighting intensity units has to do with 3D stuff. We'll get into that later. And then our insertion scale should be set to inches, and everything else there should be standard. So that is our units. Next, our dimension style. So D and enter. We're going to modify our class style. And we'll start with our lines tab. And we're going to make everything 5 feet. So my baseline spacing is 5 feet. Our extend beyond dim lines is 5 feet. Our offset from origin is 5 feet. And everything else here looks good. So we'll go over to our symbols and arrows tab. And our arrow size will change to 5 feet. And our jog factor here, jog height factor, we're going to set to 3 feet. Here. Okay, arrow size 5 feet. So, okay, so arrow size 5 feet, break size 5 feet. Everything else there should be standard, and then our jog height factor is 3 feet. And moving over to our text tab here, our text height will be 5 feet. And our offset from dim line, 5 feet. You're probably seeing a pattern here. And then for our alignment, we're going to set that to ISO standard. ISO is the International Standards Organization. And they have some standards for everything, but in this case, the way architectural dimensions are placed. Okay, everything looks good there. Then our fit tab, everything. There shouldn't be any modifications you have to make to this unless you have in the past. So for right now, we're setting our overall scale. That's usually the only thing that we've ever modified in this tab here. So we're going to leave that to 1. And then primary units. We're obviously changing our unit format to architectural. We're going to set our precision to a 64th of an inch. And everything else there should be fine. So your for angular dimensions, that will stay at decimal degrees. Our precision here should be the same as our units, which is 0.000. And then your zero suppression, make sure you have both leading and trailing checked. I believe that's all we need there. Your alternate units should just be switched to off here, so display alternate units. You'll notice that is just turned off. And tolerances, there shouldn't be any setting changes that you need to make here. So unless you've accidentally changed these in the past, set them to this, which should be your standard for our units. Okay, so that's it there. We can save those settings and close. And then now we're going to go to our paper space. So we should have our, either call it letter or 8.5 by 11, something to designate that we have this size paper in this paper space. And we want to go to File and our Page Setup Manager. And we're going to make sure we have that paper space identified here. And I'm going to edit. And we're going to change this back to our scale back to 1 unit. So 1 inch will equal 1 unit. So our scale factor 1 to 1. You have 1 here, and inches in the middle here. And then for your paper size, so you should have the class printer selected here, and so for paper size, you'll just hit letter here at the bottom of the list. Everyone should see that since we're all sharing the same class printer.
My computer doesn't look anything like that.
Do you have?
I don't have that window.
You don't have this window.
Did you go into the...
So I went to
Got there.
File,
Got there.
Page Setup Manager.
Don't got those.
Really?
I think you're in the wrong thing.
No.
Close.
Page setup manager.
Close it. Just hit close. Now model. Change it to the same format he's in. It's definitely...
Anyone else not have this? Okay.
Layout. Now go to page.
Which one's that? There's still
Brenner, we have layout 1 and layout 1 default on letter landscape.
Alright, so the layout 1,
Can we just edit that one?
yeah, that's fine. If you didn't name your paper space, the default was layout, which is fine. I just like to name them by their paper size, but you can name your paper space. You know, each different type of paper space can have any type of name that you want. So I like to identify it by the paper size, but as we get into more complex projects, they can actually mean different things. What's that?
Can you press modify?
So we've got our class printer selected here. We've got letter identified here. What to print is our layout. And then the most important thing here is our scale set 1 to 1. And
Yeah, mine still just doesn't have that half the side.
oh, see this little arrow down
There's a
here?
little arrow. Thanks for
Yeah,
telling me.
there you go. Sorry about that.
And-
Yeah, you need to expand this. It saves your settings, so I always like this. So this right panel isn't critical, but you're welcome to match the settings. So we'll save that and close. And then when I do a zoom and my extents, I can see here's my template and here's my paper. So obviously we need to scale this dramatically. So I'm going to select all here. Alright, so then we need to scale our template to be 10 inches wide. So I'll run my scale command. Our base point will be the bottom left corner here. And then to scale, I'm going to hit R for reference. I'm going to take my entire bottom portion of my template and I'm going to change this to 10 inches. Zoom in a little bit here. And this doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm going to kind of map out 2 center points here. So I'm just snapping from this center point to that center point.
Mine didn't scale.
And then I'll go through and just delete those 2 lines. And then delete. You figure out the center of your page by drawing a few scaffolding lines. And then once you have your template in place, you want to make sure that you have your viewport. So when you double click this large white space here, you should get a nice black line all the way around here. That's our viewport. If I do a Z for zoom and A for all, and then show my grid here, you should see your grid in here as well. So our next step is to save this as a new template. And the only other thing I like to do is, since we usually always start drawing in our object space, I'll put this right in my object layer here to begin with. And then, I don't know, maybe start in model space too. It's usually where we'd start our drawing anyway. So we get this all set up of exactly where we want it to be when we would start a new file. And then now we're going to go to File and Save As. And this part's critical. This is where most people miss a critical step. So we want to change our file format to an AutoCAD template .dwt. And as soon as we make this change, our save location should automatically change to the default location where CAD stores all of their templates. You can override this, but we don't want to because we want it to easily be able to find this template in the future. And we're going to call this Archi for architectural. And then, do I use underscores? Okay, so Archi underscore template. And we hit save. And then here's where it's extremely simple to screw up is you think, okay, I hit save just as I've done with every single possible Mac and Windows application ever created, so it must be saved, but you'd be wrong. It has not yet saved it. It's asking us 2 questions, and this Mac is very easy to miss here. So you can see my crosshairs here are frozen, and it's asking me to enter template measurement, English or metric. So metric was millimeters, our architectural is English, so we'll hit English. And then now it's asking us to enter a template description. This is optional, you can write anything you want or hit enter, but you still have to hit enter. And once you've done that, now our template is officially saved. So when we go to File and New Drawing, I have our ArchiTemplate here as an option for our template. Any questions at all about how to set up this template?